Is that on?
No, not yet. Create. Record. We're on.
We're on. Cheers, mate.
Cheers. Right, we've got cameras again.
We've got cameras again. Episode 20.
Well done, well remembered, because I forgot.
Oh, brilliant. So last week we filmed it again, like this week as well, obviously on the YouTube channel.
Aye.
It was quite good.
It was good.
How many views did we get? Over 1,000.
Aye, which is not bad.
Which is alright. I didn't know if people would take to this or not, but certainly
A few good comments.
1,000 views. Thank you very much, every one of you. Brilliant. What are we going to talk about? What are we talking about? Is that?
Let's
just fire that round for
audio purposes, because
right.
you talk quietly.
I call it quiet.
Quiet. You put a tweet out. I've got an idea, a couple of questions, and usual pish. We'll talk about sort of what we've done this week.
Aye.
What have you been on?
This week what have I been doing this week? Well, what have I been doing? Running. Doing a bit of running up Venlaw. It's been good. Let's have a drink. Need a beer. Hold on.
You said a hard day.
I just finished coaching like 10 minutes ago.
That's going to be one of the questions.
Straight up. Is it? Coaching question? I'm always up for that. So I've been running up Venlaw. I've been doing kettlebells. Wee girly 9 kilogram kettlebells.
It's addictive though.
But it is good. It is good. I actually, so I did it, when did I do it? I've done it 2 nights. So I did it, I jogged last night, did it the night before, jogged the night before, and then did it the night before when I was around at yours and you showed me what to do. And I feel as though, I've not golfed, haven't done it, but I just feel, when I get to bed in the morning and things, I feel as though, I've done 2 sessions right enough, but I feel as though my range of motion is better already. Even just putting your socks on in the morning, range of motion.
It's weird, eh?
Aye.
I spoke to, after the last show, I messaged Alex at Golf Fit Limited
Right,
at the Braids, and he's going to come on a show, or we're going to go and visit him, do a podcast, a video.
Take the cameras?
Take the cameras, he's happy to take the cameras.
Excellent.
In his gym, and he's going to give me the expertise on, because he does personal training for...
He's TPI, isn't he? Titleist
Yes.
Performance Institute, yep.
So he does the training, but he's into kettlebells as well, so I spoke to him, and we'll look at a broad range, but I think because me and you're into it, we need some, and we've had questions on kettlebells. I don't know the right answers, but if we can get him on, he's happy to do it. We're getting an expert.
So he'll give us kettlebell exercises and other golf exercises that are golf specific.
Yeah.
Rather than just going to the gym and pumping it.
So you'll listen to it on the podcast, but then you need to actually watch it as well.
Aye.
So double whammy.
Well, that'll be good then. So So it'll be on the podcast, just like normal, but having the visual will be, that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Because sitting watching 2 guys in a pro shop drinking pints isn't always the best viewing.
I don't know. Worse things happen.
Exactly, yeah. You said
I've watched worse.
You said you were bringing whiskey this week.
Well, we got a present. Official Open Golf. We got a present.
We've got the Open Championship.
Anonymous present. But it got delivered to my house. So the bottle's not.
We got a bottle of whiskey. We got a bottle of whiskey delivered to us from some guy, some random, with the Open Championship on it. It gets delivered to Sam's house and he nails it.
Well, there's some left.
Oh man, you're Jimmy.
Yeah. No, but there's half a bottle left. I couldn't bring a half bottle to open on a show.
Well, it's better than no bottle.
I was just going to show it, but then you're like, there's nothing in it. I was like,
See,
I had to try it.
Just bring a box.
I had to tick it off in my whiskey book.
Right, okay.
It's lovely.
But surely it's better bringing a half bottle to a party than it is no bottle.
I've got a pint.
Got a pint.
Well, unless it's a half and a half. We'll know that all, Jet.
Well done.
Right, well, if I could save the other half for next week, I'll bring it and we could drink that instead of pints.
We'll have a half and a half. We'll have a half pint and a whiskey.
Alright, Grandad.
Aye, we'll go there. We'll do it. We've mentioned it now.
Right, so I've noted that. I'll put it on a high shelf so I didn't go to it.
But thanks whoever sent the bottle of whiskey in. Do we know who that was? Do you have that written down somewhere? No, we'll thank them next week. Thank you very much.
But it must be somebody we know because they got my address.
So you reckon it's a local listener?
Could be Carly.
Oh, Carly's a whiskey drinker.
She was chatting to me at that YouTube day. You weren't there.
I was there, alright.
Right,
better in the flesh, as they say. Right, what are we on? But you wanted to talk. I'll tell you what. Let's chat here. So I asked a question this morning on Twitter. Let me get to that just to amuse yourself just now. Question was. Let me find this.
This is entertaining.
This is it, right. So I put we're on tonight. Right, we're on podcast tonight. Any questions or topics you want us to discuss? And there was a guy who came up with a cracker, which was Alan Jordan. So Alan J955. I played last night and I was still social distancing from the hole on short putts. Thought it was quite clever. Missing right or left, what advice can you offer on dealing with this during a round? Sam, you're the man for putting. So he's missing short putts left and right. What I mean, from a psychological point of view and a mental approach to it, what do you reckon?
Lack of concentration.
Right, okay.
If you're getting close from a long range, I do this myself. I'd rather have a 20-foot putt than a 2-foot putt.
Right.
But I feel more confident over a 20-foot. You walk up and you're like, pressure is on me to hold this.
Yeah.
So you're putting pressure on yourself because you think, I should nail this every time if it's 2 feet.
Right.
It's just trying to get over that and go, it's just turning the head off, but still concentrate and go through your usual routine and just being confident saying, and practice them. 2 feet, 2 feet. Even when you're out yourself, you never get a gimme.
Right.
We play a bounce game.
Aye, that's right.
We play a bounce game where you get the gimme, but you've still got to hold it. So it's a bounce you're like, I would give you that, but hold it.
But I want to say to hold.
Aye.
If you miss it, you've got it.
But if you miss it, you've got it. So the pressure's off. So it's just good practice with your pals.
That's good. And do you think it's the fact that it's perceived, depends who you play with, but do you think it's perceived that you're supposed to hold from 2 feet?
Well, you see,
You're a level of player.
It's putter length that you're supposed to. Well, generally, it's putter length that you give.
Aye.
Well, you did. You're tight, but
Width
2 feet apart.
Width of putter head.
It's putter length, and they are the hardest. And sometimes I know last week I missed a foot putt. Just walked up, didn't give it the respect I did.
Aye.
Played for a break. Stupid, but it's harder with the flag in to play. You can't hit the back of the hole.
You can hit the flag.
I know.
The thing is, that little foam thing in the bottom's a nightmare because normally if you keep the pin in, you batter the flag, it drops down, gravity does its thing, but it can bounce off that. When we did the practice drill, I don't know if you were part of this, but we did the practice thing with the juniors about putting towards a bottle.
Yeah.
So putting towards a plastic bottle, just put a water bottle in there from 2 feet, 4, 5, 10 feet, whatever distance you want. And it's much easier to putt to something above ground than it is below ground. So when you're putting towards the hole, I mean, it's sunk, it's underground, it's below level, it's below eye level, it's hard to get the ball in there. To rebound the ball off a bottle of water, piece of cake.
Yeah.
In 20 feet you can smack it off a bottle, no bother.
I think that's why the long range putting's getting better. People are getting a lot better at putting. I've noticed.
So using the pin to your advantage on short putts can help. It's just a little bit of foam in the bottom.
Is he wide because of the reading of the putt?
He doesn't mention that. Alan mentions. Oh, I've lost it.
I generally don't take a long time over reading a putt.
No.
Even when we played Cadrona recently, hadn't played it for a while. It's down, look, get a rough idea, back up. I maybe have 2 or 3 looks, but that's me getting into it. Smile, then putt.
Do you practice swing? Do you practice stroke?
If it's further than 10 feet, yes.
Right.
If it's inside 10 feet, no, I step up and hit it.
Aye, a lot of folk don't now. I don't notice on tour like McIlroy. He never takes a practice string at all.
No.
He just stands up and hits it. Go back to Alan. He says he misses left and right. What advice can you offer? I don't know how he's missing it. I don't know why.
Is he local? Well, he is.
I think Alan's actually Edinburgh. He's mentioned quite a lot of stuff.
Come down for a putting because it could be his putt.
I think I chatted to him on the phone actually. Sorry, Alan.
But
the way, so that's the psychological sort of side of things, and using the water bottle and everything you said there about just being confident and practicing it.
Confident,
absolutely.
And we've mentioned this on another podcast. It's that visual line. I see a red line. That's my line. Or I pick something.
The line.
I pick something that I'm aiming for.
Totally, the line.
Yeah, the line.
The fucking line. Do you remember what Noel said about the line?
I can't mind to take a listen.
So Noel says, right, if you draw a line from the ball to the hole, the width of the ball, even less than the width of the ball, like a single straight red line, that's achievable.
Yeah.
If you make that line the same width as the hole, how much easier is that?
Yeah.
So if you got a toilet roll and rolled it a toilet roll 10 feet and put along that, that's the line, or visualise that, how much easier would that be to keep it in the parameters of that line?
Yeah.
rather than the width of the ball.
It's the line. It's that visualising that line.
Aye. Crazy. Technique side of things.
I'll leave that to you.
Well, so it's an interesting one, that. So, taking the putter straight back and straight through just isn't the answer. Oh my God, going to get shot for this. Right, so taking the putter straight back and straight through and keeping it low to the ground on the way back is impossible. You heard that before? Keep the putter straight back, straight through, keep it nice and low to the ground. Can I do it? It's impossible. The reason it's impossible is because you're a fixed centre, right? And if you're taking that straight back, that putter will have to raise off the ground. Because it's going away from the centre.
Yep.
So it's going to get high very quickly. So you can't do that. So then you fight against it, so your hands are trying to stay low as the putter goes further away. So your hands and arms are disconnecting from your upper body. So in short putts like that, if you're trying to keep the putter low to the ground and go straight back, straight through, you're going to struggle.
Is that how you get a push or a pull?
Aye, absolutely. It's going to lift too high.
Yeah.
Grab a putter. So if I'm here,
You do it to that camera.
this right, okay, so there's a ball on the ground, there's a ball on the ground, putting towards Sam. Right? Now if I try and go straight back and straight through, with the, let's say the putter's fixed, it's solid with my body if you like, the putter's going to rise very quickly because I'm trying to go straight back and straight through. Yeah. If I took the putter back inside, so towards me, and kept it, I can keep it low to the ground, it's going to happen.
So
That's going to happen instead of trying to keep it to the ground, keep it square. So keeping it square, back and straight through, is coming off the ground too early, too much. So most putters on tour, good example would be Matt Kuchar. Matt, in fact all putters, if you speak to Scotty Cameron, he'll tell you that most guys on tour take the putter back on the inside because it keeps it lower to the ground, then from there straight through towards your intended target. Clever.
And that thing I bought was great for that.
That thing, what did you buy?
It went on your putter or your shaft of your club for my first gadget I bought.
Oh, the...
Listen to the gadget episode, it was good.
Ah, what was that Sky Caddy thing?
Sky Caddy.
Oh, we'll
Aye.
come back to that. I know what you mean. So it worked
That
on putting.
worked
Did it work on putting, did it?
It worked on putting and it gave you
Right.
the arc. And it said you were outside then inside.
That'll come to me before the end of this podcast what that was.
Yeah.
I'll also
And that was
put it on
really
the
good.
s-
And
put it on the
relatively cheap. I think it was like 30-40 quid.
screen.
It's good.
Aye, aye.
They are that on eBay now.
But that is fact that if you take it straight back and keep it low to the ground, it can't happen. Physics can't happen because it can happen, but the body's way out off its swing centre if you like. So Alan, I would suggest try to take the putter back on the inside, keep it low to the ground, push through towards intended target, and pushing through towards something that's above the ground.
Yeah. Aye. Pick something that's, if it's a straight putt obviously you pick the hole, but if it's got a break you're picking a dark bit of grass or something.
Or something at the back of the cup. We're not trying to hold it in, just something. The flag stick's a classic. Just try and hit it off the flag, especially at a distance. Because just now you can't take the flag out the hole anyway. So if you're 2 feet away, just back it off the flag.
Speeded up the game.
I think so.
Totally.
It's
good.
Putting the flag down and going round to get the flag after the putt and all this carry on and passing it to your pal. And
Waiting for somebody to pick it up. And there's no pressure on you to, like some people forget to pick the flag up and put it in the hole, or
that's right.
they're walking off and you're like, I'll get it.
I'll get it, yeah. Rascal.
Dick. But
There is times I've been golfing, I'm thinking I quite like the pin out here. No, but you're right, speed up the game.
But speeded up. Also, maybe we're going off of this, but speeded up the game. The bunkers.
Aye.
I like that.
What, the fact you
No rakes.
no rakes. It's a proper hazard.
It is.
Lies, though.
And it's preferred lies, obviously, because you get some tits that didn't. Honestly, you're walking at a bunker and they've walked right through the middle of it and they've not even tried to scrape where they've hit with their shoe just to get a nice, just to level off a wee bit, and you're like going, Dick,
No.
just
make some sort of effort.
aye, because then I've got 6 inches that I can. There you go. That you can move it.
That's generous.
It was cold. But you can move it and you get to place it. It's fine. But that's speeded up.
That speed up play, I agree with that as well. Golf is faster now. It was great when it was 2 balls.
Oh,
When we first came back from
hours.
lockdown, just rattled round the 2 ball. It was brilliant. But you can get those wee things, those wee rakes you put on the end of your putter or end of your sandwich and rake it yourself. But There's only one guy doing that. You'd have to have everyone in the club doing it, wouldn't you?
Anyway, next question.
Well, there wasn't many questions. There was one guy said, so...
Is there no guy about the Deschambault RNA?
Well, there is. So Roger Spark.
I work with Roger.
Do you? Is this your man?
That's different, but it's coming from a lesson.
So
Roger needs a lesson though.
I gave one of your guys a lesson from work the other day.
It was Mark Eason.
Did
Painter.
well. Did well. Did well. Don't want to say what he said about you, but he did well. So this is Roger Spark on Twitter. He says, do you think Deschambault will press to the RNA and USPGA to change the rules? Not quite know what he means by press, but is he... Oh, and somebody else said, bringing the ball back.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on rolling... So that was Kyle McWatt, who used to be a member here. What's your opinion on rolling the ball back? So I guess that means that we're going to go back to an older style golf ball for pros.
Which will lessen the distance.
Lessen the distance and all that.
I don't think what Roger means as well. Deschambault forced them to change the rules because he's hitting it that far and he's bombing it too big.
Right, okay.
I think that's what he means. But
press the RNA, right? Okay.
I don't see why they can, because other sports people find that 1% to get better. You look at cycling, although it was dodgy at the time, but you look at that cycling, there's 1% that was taking their own pillows, taking their own duvets, own air conditioning systems, taking their own buses. This is what Sky done for the Tour de France. Taking all that with them so that their cyclists had the best living accommodation that was suitable for them. Obviously there are other shit, but we're not going into that. But he's just made himself bulk.
Aye.
What's wrong? There's no...
There's none. I mean,
nothing
everyone
wrong
can
with
do
it.
it. Everyone can do that, exactly.
So, it'd be unfair if they did.
I think the equipment...
He's still can't chip, he never made the cut last week.
That's right, aye. His weight control, distance control's off all over the place. They're never... So, Ernie Els was chatting about this, right? So, I've got an article here from National Club Golfer. Ernie Els talking about it, right? And this is what Ernie said.
He's done homework.
I've done homework for this, aye.
Dick.
Yeah, I'm doing a bit of homework. Our game is in a good place, he explains. Equipment improvements and distance are here to stay, full stop. I mean, the equipment is right, absolutely right. So he then goes on and he says how to solve the problem. Okay, so he says we need a serious premium accuracy. Golf courses don't need to be made longer. So what he's saying there is golfers need to be more accurate rather than lengthening the golf course.
Yeah.
So fair enough, Bryson's accurate just now.
Is that making the greens...
Well, so then he continues, make the tour rough knee high and fairways fast and firm, which is fair for all players. So the rough's knee high, and he's not joking about knee high. It says there, the Big Easy exaggerates when he says knee high. Probably not. This man's won two US Opens after all, and the US Open's always really fast and hard and penile rough. So he's putting a premium on accuracy, and he would like to see the rough made knee high on the tour and the fairways fast and firm. So you're going to run out of fairway. You could narrow fairways, but he's not saying that. He's just saying let's make them really, really fast. And when you get into that semi-rough, it's going to be juicy. If you get 10 yards off line, off the semi-rough edge, if you like, you're in rough that's knee high. Remember Carnoustie back in the day when Sergio played there? I mean, you couldn't find the golf ball. If you were off the fairway, it was a lost ball. So then you're reining it back in, then you're like, do you know what, I'll just hit 2 iron. They still hit that, 240 or something. But at least they're hitting 7 iron, 6 iron instead of hitting
into the green, yeah.
So it's interesting what Ernie says there. I quite like the idea of making the course, put a premium on accuracy. Quite well worded. The Big Easy.
He was good.
He still is good.
He's just
Puttings. He needs to listen to us for the putting though. His putting was, he got the yips.
That's made him the best putter. I'm going to get stick for that in the bar, but I don't care.
Do you think Ernie stands up and smiles first before he strokes it?
I always stand up and smile before I stroke it. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Oh dear. Big Ernie. Premium with accuracy there, eh?
We need to go get another pint. Right, my question.
Right, go on then. So that was excellent. I think Ernie's nailed it there.
somebody spoke to me about this, and I think coming from a teaching side, both teaching sides, okay, but linking it to golf and me getting a lesson, what makes a good pupil for golf? Okay, what could our listeners do before, during, and after getting a coaching session?
Before,
during, and after.
Well,
Okay.
before. Okay. Right.
So before, you're honest. That's the big thing. You've got to be honest. You've got to come up with. You should write down what you're wanting to work on, or what's your problem, or at least have an idea. I'll go with my 3. During, listen, pay attention, ask for videos to get sent to you, whatever else, and after is just try it. There's no point getting a lesson, paying whatever it is, going away, then going, nah, I'm not going to try that. Then 4 weeks,
in that,
then 4 weeks time, I'm back and I've still got the same problem. That's pointless.
Is that one of my hats?
That is because I was going to shine off the light, so I just put it on.
Just take that off the, you're a fanny.
I was going to shine on the ball, but
What are they? £22.50, please. Under Armour Blitzen. Cheeky bastard. Right, okay.
I'll go back on there. I'll stick it to the back. You'll notice.
I had to quarantine that for 72 hours now. Especially after you've had it.
Better make it 144.
I put it in for a week. Right, before, during and after coaching. Well, before a lesson, I mean, how many people turn up? They've got a lesson at 12 o'clock, they turn up at 2 minutes to 12.
Yeah.
We'll spend the first 10 minutes of your 30 minutes warming up, shall we?
Should if you've got a lesson, say at 12, should you come up and hit 15, 20 balls before going into lesson?
Aye, no more than that though.
Yeah, not a bucket. You're just wanting to loosen up and see how you're actually hitting it before you go in dry.
That's right. Yeah. And if you're going to the range to practice anyway, you're going to hit 10 or 12 wedges before you move on to anything else. So just hit those 10 or 12 wedges and then turn up. So then you've got 10 or 12 swings in you, then you're ready to hit 7-iron and you're going to get the full 30 minutes of your lesson hitting 7-iron, 6-iron, 5-iron driver, whatever it may be. And it's going to be more productive to the time you're going to spend in there, rather than me standing going, right, just hit a few wedges to warm up. And I'm like, well, there's 5 minutes of your 30 minutes, perfect. That's what, £5. £5 you spent warming up. So before, definitely warm up, but go in there, do some homework as well, assess your game before you go in. Why are you actually going for a lesson? Yeah, I get people booking in for a lesson going, Steve, I want a putting lesson. Alright, so they book in a putting lesson and 2 weeks later they come for their lesson and I'm ready and I've got all the putting stuff and I go, my chipping's no great, I want to do my chipping. Well, what happened to your putting? Well, it got good, but it wasn't always good, so and your chipping was good before, now it's no good, so is it, why would you just do an hour of full short game, or why don't you speak to me like 2 days before and say, listen Steve, this is what I really need to work on, I've assessed my game so I know what I have to come and see you for, rather than just get a lesson. Some folk just get a lesson for the sake of getting a lesson because it's cool. Yeah, I get lessons.
I suppose
I get lessons.
You're on the course. It's an excuse people use as well. During the round.
I'm working on something.
I'm working on this move, so that's why I'm not playing well today. Shite. You didn't try it when you're playing. No. Well, until you're. Well, that's my opinion. But
a bounce game, you would.
Bounce game. But even a Saturday, you're going in and you maybe try what you're doing, but you know that round's there. You didn't use it as an excuse. No. Because you're going to hit.
Exactly. And then during, so that's before, so basically beforehand, know what you're coming for. And you're in control. You're totally in control. You can get everything you want out of that lesson. Don't just go and let the guy speak to you. You find out what you want. Warm up before you go in. During the lesson, be loaded with questions. Question everything the guy says to you. Everything he says to you. If he tells you to extend and rotate your knee or to get up on your right toe or hold your follow through, why? Why do I have to hold my follow through? Well, you have to hold the follow through because this is specific to what you're doing at impact and it's putting you off balance. But my pal doesn't hold his follow through. Well, he doesn't do the same thing as you at impact. So he doesn't have to. Alright. Just having that sort of mindset before you go in there. So I'm going to quiz this guy or everything. I'm going to ask as many questions as I can to get as much out of this lesson as I possibly can. And also,
I'm a good pupil.
You're a good pupil. The thing is, you've done. Well, you're a bit of fanny as well. But you're a good pupil because you've done so many other things with different other sports, and you apply yourself 100% to whatever you're going to do. And golf's one of those sports, I think, for you, because you're right now you're getting back into triathlete side of things. You're certainly working on those things. So there's obviously some goal there that you've not quite spilt yet. It's going to come out, I would imagine. But certainly with your with the golf's longevity. So you're going to be fit for all your life, and you'll still be golfing when you're 70. So golf might become something. It'll always be something you always come back to.
Aye,
And you have come back to it. You might get more focused in your swimming or more focused in your running or your whatever you're doing, but you'll still golf at the weekend when you're not doing that, and that'll continue on, and then as you get older in life, you're like, I can no longer run up that mountain at that speed. I'm just going to golf instead, and your golf will take over. So you'll always have that.
No, totally.
And you focus, as I say, you focus on everything you do. So when you come for a golf lesson, you're like, this is my thing today. It's totally my golf thing today. So I want to know this. I'm going to go and practice this. And then next time you go and do another sport, and it's exactly the same as that.
Mm-hmm.
So you're disciplined in what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Nice one. Apart from that,
Fanny.
But
so they come in quiz after.
Come in quiz after.
No, like they've got the lesson.
Right.
So after the lesson, people. What I see sometimes at the ranges, people have obviously been for a lesson.
Yep.
Then they're trying it, and they're shanking still, and they're doing whatever, or it causes the shanks, it causes you to fat it, thin it. I've been there, but you've got to persevere, whereas they give up and go back to their standard swing.
They go back to what's comfortable too quickly.
I do that in a round sometimes, and I know I do because that's my shot. Okay, my drive that goes to the right like that just fades away and gets nowhere.
Yep.
That's me not committing to what the Eureka basically. I'm not committing to it. When I commit to it with my driver or my irons, I could tell, and it's just that you're like, just stick with it, even if you fat it or it goes left, left out of bounds. If it goes straight left out of bounds, it's no bad shot because I've committed to it. I've just
see some path marked up. Yeah, absolutely.
Just no released it. But
absolutely. So if you, I mean, the shanking's a classic, right? We'll just talk about shank for a second. People come
Ricky!
Taking that. People come for a lesson for shanking, and they go for a lesson to stop shanking. They didn't have the mindset that I'm going for a lesson to be taught or told how to hit the ball better. You know, it's in their mind that I'm going to get told how to stop shanking, but you're not getting told how to stop shanking. I'm going to tell you how to hit it right. And this, what you're doing is this and this. And then they go away from the lesson, and you're right, they go back to what's comfortable. But the thing is, they were shanking before, right? So it was a horrendous result before. And they get told to do something, this is what you need to do to hit good golf shots. And they go out and do it, and it's not great. They're not happy because it's not aged the process yet. So in that aging of the process, you still had it pretty shit. But before you were shanking it, is it no better to persevere, try and hit it pretty shit like that? Because if you don't, you're just going to shank it anyway.
so you might as well.
So you might as well just keep shanking. Either keep shanking or do what the guys told you. Exactly. Age that process. The after the lesson thing is, it's funny you mentioned that. Dan Wood, pro Hurstville Golf Club, he sent me an image of Matt Wolf, and Matt Wolf's top of his backswing's pretty funky position, as you probably know. And he's put a caption underneath it. I don't know where he got this. I don't know if Dan made this up or not. If Dan, if he did, very good. But it says, rarely will golfers exaggerate a change enough after a lesson when they're on their own and without a coach looking over them. Rarely enough will they exaggerate a change enough after a lesson. Then it's got, during practice, play about with how far you can push changes. Use a part drill in a pre-shot routine, Matt Wolf. Using a part drill in a pre-shot routine can for many help with creating the exaggerated feeling. So you get told a drill to do when you're getting your lesson, and it feels really exaggerated, and you exaggerate as much as you can. Then at impact, when you're actually playing the shot, you're not exaggerating nearly enough. But you're trying to feel that. Then you go back and you go and hit balls after your lesson, and you tone it back down, and it gets back to close to what's comfortable, and it's away from the exaggeration. Whatever you've been told in your lesson, exaggerate as much as you can, because if you're so far off on one side and exaggerating so much on the other, it'll probably meet in the middle. You'll not be far off it, and that massively exaggerated feeling will be the feeling that you're after through impact.
I think one lesson I had with you, which we did that with, was the tennis racket. And that was a big exaggeration of coming through with it.
Closing that, because you were quite under with the right hand, so your face was slightly open, so we're trying to do sort of Andy Murray forehands, if you like, trying to get that
ranges. All ranges need mirrors, because you can't see if you've exaggerated enough, even just without hitting the ball. It's that practice motion that you're like going, this is where I need to be. So you could turn and see a mirror there and behind you.
There's a great app called Swing Profile. If you want to sponsor us, please do. Swing Profile, and it's an app that you record yourself on your phone, but you don't have to push any buttons. So you put the app on, set your phone up or your iPad up behind your face on whatever you're doing, and then you address the ball and just hit the golf ball, and it recognises the fact you're taking a golf shot and swing, so it records what you need.
Right. Okay.
And then you go back to it and it's recorded. And it's trimmed exactly from takeaway right through to follow through.
Right.
It's brilliant. Swing Profile. I use that for my
Does it
online
cost?
stuff. No, it's a free app. I use it for online stuff for EUREKA Golf Swing when I do online tuition and send it back to people, but I pay a subscription for that because you can only send so many voiceovers.
Yeah.
But to use it just to film yourself, no, it's free.
Right.
Swing Profile. Nice wee plug for them.
It is. It's a very good plug. Maybe make sure to put that in there.
In the comments,
Right.
in the description. Hi. I will have to tag them in.
But you need mirrors.
You need mirrors. You need to see what you're doing. Aye. Absolutely. That would be good. And if you're at home in your garden, you've got a patio window or whatever, anything with a reflection.
Aim the other way.
Well, aim the other way, but use that as your reflection, you know. Aye. So aim the other way. Aye.
Minutes, so you have to start it again. See, that's because.
So after 30 minutes, the camera switch off. There we go.
See, luckily I started mine before you, so when you edit this, it's going to look good.
So both cameras switched off after 30 minutes. So if you're on the podcast, you've heard it all. Brilliant. On the camera, whichever one.
Dun.
Do that because that's a nightmare to edit when you do that shit. If it's paused and we just cut out, then now you know why. So I don't even have to write that on the screen. Get an answer. Swing Profile. Do you hear that?
Right, that's 31 minutes.
That was good.
Anything else?
That was good. I've come off that. I'll quickly go back on. I don't think there was. That was the two most.
The feedback on YouTube is good. I actually need to log in and sort of make a few comments because there was a guy slagging Dundee, twat. There was a guy, obviously, like, there's quite a few.
There was a guy slag Dundee.
I know, I've seen that
He said he
today.
went on holiday to Dundee.
You can see why I left.
You see why he left?
But it was good, and people seem to enjoy it. Well, obviously, it's had 1,000 views. No, we'll leave that as for next time.
Right, Carly.
But
If Carly Booth's listening to this or watching this,
we'd love you to come on the show.
and she wants a game of golf at Peebles, Carly, just call us. Get yourself back up to Scotland, no bother. Maybe you're still in Scotland, I don't know. Anyway. Right, next week, let's we...
Well, I'm a week. I'm back Thursday. I'm back Thursday.
Right,
I'm here Thursday.
perfect. Right, we'll do next week. We might have a guest next week, I'm not sure yet. I just need to see if I can nail that person down.
Who?
Well, you'll find out next week if you listen and watch the show.
Right, okay.
You'll find out in 5 minutes because we're just about to turn this off.
Right.
Sam, brilliant, thanks so much.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers,
Bye-bye.
pal. Ta-ra.